Right now, somewhere, someone is lying on the floor. They are not sick. They are not hurt. Someone they loved just walked away, and their chest actually aches. A real, physical weight sitting right behind the ribs. You know this feeling, that hollow, heavy pull. We call it a broken heart. We say it aches, and your whole life people told you that was just a saying, a poem, something soft and made up, happening only in your head. They were wrong. That pain is real, and your brain is running it through the exact same machine it uses when you snap a bone. But here is the strange part. Your brain is not doing this by mistake. It chose to hurt you like this, on purpose. And once you see why, heartbreak will never feel the same again. So let us start with the ache itself. What even is it? Pain, it turns out, is not one thing. It is two. There is the sharp signal, where it is, and how bad. A cut on your hand, a burn on the stove. Your brain finds the spot and measures the damage. That is the sensory part. It is a map. But there is a second part, and it is the one that matters here. It is the part that makes pain feel like pain, the distress, the pull to make it stop. That does not live in your hand or your skin. It lives in a deep fold near the center of the brain, called the anterior cingulate cortex. The first part tells you where you are hurt. This part tells you that you mind. And here is the problem with heartbreak. It has no cut, no burn, no spot on your body at all. So for a long time, everyone assumed it must live somewhere else entirely. In your mood, your thoughts, your weakness, something you should be able to think your way out of. And so we said the cruel little things we still say today. Just be strong. Get over it. Stop making such a big deal out of something that is not even real. Millions of people quietly sure that their own pain was a character flaw, that if they were stronger, it would not hurt at all. And then, in 2003, a scientist named Naomi Eisenberger found something she was not even looking for, something that would turn all of that on its head.
She was sitting beside a colleague who studied real, physical pain, watching brains light up on a screen, and she noticed his scans looked strangely familiar. They looked almost exactly like the scans from her own study, a study about something that had no wound at all, being left out. So she put people in a brain scanner and had them play a simple online ball game. Then, halfway through, the other players just stopped throwing them the ball. That was it. No insults, no words, just being quietly shut out of the game. And the brain lit up in the anterior cingulate cortex, the very same distress spot that screams during physical pain. And the more left out someone felt, the harder that spot burned. Their brain, on the deepest level, could not tell the difference between a broken bone and being ignored.
And that changes everything, because it means heartbreak is not like physical pain. To your brain, it is physical pain. Same alarm, same wire, same red light on the same dashboard. Now, you would think that is the whole story. It is not, because a few years later, another team pushed it further. They took 40 people who had just been through a breakup they did not want. They showed them a photo of their ex and asked them to remember being rejected, and the pain spread. It lit up the distress region, yes, but it also reached down into the parts of the brain that handle the raw, physical, where it hurts kind of pain. The parts everyone believed were for the body only. Heartbreak was not just borrowing the alarm, it was reaching into the wound itself. So the line between a broken heart and a broken body is even thinner than it looks. But this is where most people stop. They hear same brain region, they nod, and they move on. And that is true, but not the way you think, because they miss the part that is almost impossible to believe. Because if heartbreak really runs on the physical pain system, then a physical painkiller should work on it. So a researcher named Nathan DeWall decided to actually test that. He gave people a plain, over-the-counter painkiller, the same thing you take for a headache, every day for 3 weeks. Not therapy, not a sad playlist, a pill. And their hurt feelings went down, measurably. The daily sting of being rejected got quieter, and when he scanned their brains, that distress spot was firing less than the people who took a sugar pill. Sit with that for a second. You can dull a broken heart with the pills already sitting in your bathroom cabinet, not because it fixes your life, but because your brain filed love and injury in the exact same drawer, which leaves one enormous question hanging in the air. Why? A broken bone is a real threat, so of course it should hurt. But why on earth would losing a person feel like losing a piece of your own body?
Because for almost all of human history, it was the same thing. Go back far enough, and a human alone is a dead human. No group meant no food. No warmth in the cold. No one watching your back while you slept. Being pushed out of the tribe was not sadness, it was a slow death sentence, and everyone knew it. So the brain never bothered to build a separate alarm for it. Why invent a brand new warning system when you already have one that works perfectly? It simply took the oldest, loudest signal it owned, the one for physical damage, and wired social loss straight into it. The ache you feel when someone leaves is not an emotion getting out of hand. It is a survival alarm, thousands of years old. Your body, using the only language it has ever known, telling you that you have been cut off from the very thing that once kept you alive.
And so the words were never just words. When you say someone broke your heart, you are not being dramatic. You are being accurate. Your brain is treating that person the way it treats your own body, as something you cannot survive without. And it runs deeper than a feeling. It is written into you. Scientists found a single tiny change in one gene, the same gene that controls how strongly you feel physical pain. And the people who carried it did not just feel more physical pain, they felt rejection harder too. Their brains burned brighter when they were left out. The link between a broken bone and a broken heart is not a nice idea. It is sitting there in your DNA. That is why heartbreak will not listen to reason. You can know, completely, that you will be fine, and still end up on the floor. Because the part of you that hurts is older than reason. It does not understand the word breakup. It only understands one word: danger. It is doing exactly what it was built to do, thousands of years too late. And it does not stop at the pain. People who lose their connections do not just feel worse, they get sick more often, they heal slower, they die younger. Loneliness, measured across huge numbers of people, does damage on the scale of smoking. The same wiring that makes rejection hurt is the wiring that makes belonging keep you alive, which is also why the smallest things work like medicine. In one study, people were given real, physical pain, and when they simply held the hand of someone they loved, the pain they felt dropped. Just holding a hand, one familiar voice on the phone, even a photo of someone who loves you sitting on the screen can lower a real physical ache. Your brain reads all of it as one message: you are not alone, you are safe. And quietly, the alarm turns down. That is the other half of the same truth. If losing your people can hurt like a wound, then keeping them close can heal like a bandage. The pain and the cure run on the very same wire. So the next time it happens, and it will happen, try to remember what that pain actually is. It is not weakness. It is not you being too much or too sensitive or broken. It is the oldest part of your brain, treating love as what it once truly was: life or death. Your heart did not break. It did its job. It told you that you had lost your people, and it hurt exactly as much as it was always meant to.